Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the sign of Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Libra, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Libra, I am doing a special reading for you all today regarding blockages, boundaries, and breakthroughs. So that's kind of a different one than I've ever done. I'm going to be using the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. I'm going to pull from the deck and then I'm going to interpret it and then read from the book after the reading. And for the tarot, I'm using the Meraki Tarot. So I hope that you all are doing well. It's very windy outside, so you might hear some rattling on the window. Hopefully not. Oh well. Someone else got this card. Was it Leo? Can't remember now, but the Orphan, number 5. Number 5 in the Major Arcana is the Hierophant card. The Hierophant talks about higher order spirituality within the individual. And 5s in general are cards of limbo, chaos, and conflict. So there could be some situation with you right now, Libra, that is, I wouldn't say that it's chaos and conflict, but I would say that it's in this kind of limbo state, or you feel as though you're in an in-between period where you kind of, it's like you're so close you can almost reach it, you can almost taste it, but you're not quite there yet. Perhaps because there's still some lessons to be learned, some rebirth and regeneration having to take place. The snake is usually representative of regeneration, right? As it sheds its skin. I'm born in the year of the snake, so I have a really loving affinity to snakes. I would never own a snake, but I have an affinity and a respect for them. You know, from the snake's perspective, they're not scary at all, but from an outsider's perspective, they could be intimidating. And I don't know why I need to say that, but maybe this is the effect that you feel you're having on people right now, that you are kind of isolated in this orphan energy, you like left behind or feeling left behind. A lot of the 5s in the tarot talk about that. They talk about being left behind or being misunderstood, being confused, confusing others. So there could be a lot of that energy wrapped up. But the palm is open. So in a way, it says to me that you want to receive. You feel as though you're ready to receive. I feel as though Spirit has some other, a slightly different perspective on that. We shall see. 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier. The blockages, boundaries, breakthroughs, and advice from Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. So I'm just going to get all the cards out first, and we shall see what we see. Okay. So your first 2 cards. The first card is the King of Cups. King of Cups is Scorpio energy, and it talks about someone who is really rather mature in the way that they handle their emotions and seeks to understand other people's emotions as well, right? It's not just about I'm in touch with who I am, but it's being in a calm place within yourself to then be open to other people and what they're going through, to have a compassionate ear, a compassionate attitude towards that other person, which is really, sometimes it's difficult. It becomes especially difficult if it's somebody that has made your life a living hell, is what came to mind. That if you can kind of rise above, you know, we all have petty parts to us. And if you can rise above that pettiness or that cynicism, especially with people who maybe deserve it, you know, then you can get to a deeper understanding. It doesn't mean that the King of Cups is somebody who breaks down all the boundaries to then allow somebody who has hurt them or misjudged them or whatever. It doesn't mean you let that person in. It just means that you have compassion and empathy for what they may be going through. There's always a nice healthy distance we can keep from people like that. Or it could simply just mean that you're in a different place in your life. You're in a more mature place in your life. Sorry, I just got like a frog in my throat. So there could be something that still has yet to be said. The thing about the King of Cups is, like, he's not the most, it's divine masculine, but it can talk about anybody. He's not the most forthcoming. Like, he's kind of the archetype of the loving dad, I guess you could say, who's always there, but is a person of few words. You know, the loving dad or the loving mom who is always there. You can always rely on them, but they don't gush. They don't say, I love you every 5 minutes. I'm all about, you know, I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I'm all about, now there is something that you definitely want to say that's been difficult for you to say because I haven't. I'm actually going to burn some Palo Santo because I'm sure it's annoying you and it's really annoying me. I've been thinking about, you know, how we tell people we love them. And I'm all about being forthcoming about telling people that I love them. When you start to say it too much, it's like anything else and it loses meaning. And then people get used to it and then they take it for granted. So there's a nice healthy balance between how, in my opinion, how love can be expressed, right? It's not just in words, but also in actions. And that's where the clarifier comes in, Ace of Wands. This is all about action, new action. Being privy to, or spirit allowing you to be privy to, a course of action that you should have taken but didn't, because this is in the area of your blockages. And so it's kind of telling me that maybe you were unable to express yourself, and because you were unable to express yourself, you found yourself in a place of stagnancy, where you saw the open door, you saw the opportunity to take a course of action, but you were stymied, you were stuck. See how I burned that Palo Santo and that frog in my throat completely went away? Isn't that insane? Sometimes we need to clear our energy, right? Look, it's a confirmation, 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands, chaos and conflict, but within the self. This is all within the self space. At least in this reading, it's like you went back and forth. Should I do this? No, I should do this. No, I should do this. Double backing. You double backing on yourself, double guessing, questioning. It's like you took a step forward and you're just like, oh God, that's not the right. I need to I need to rethink this. I need to think about it again. So you could have been in this place of conflict with whatever this is referring to. It might have to do with work. 8 of Pentacles. I went to pick up the deck to get another clarifier, and this one dropped off the bottom. 8 of Pentacles talks about the place where we focus the majority of our investment of time and resources and energy. So could be talking about a workplace where maybe you saw an opportunity to level up, and maybe fear stopped you. And maybe it's not even fear. Maybe you knew you were absolutely capable of it, but you had to think about your work-life balance. So every time we level up in our careers, right, it just means more responsibility in most cases, not in all, but in most cases. You get you work for a company, you get, that was a strange sound. You work for a company, you get promoted, then you have more responsibility. I know that absolutely happened to me when I got this big promotion almost 2 years ago at this point. Oh my God, what's today? Already 2 years in my current job, a couple days ago. It's like, it passed me by, right? So that's how quick it can go. But when I stepped into the new role that I am currently in, it just knocked me completely on my butt. It really tested everything in me. And I knew that it would, but I didn't know to that extent. So this could be you right now, where there's a really beautiful opportunity for you to take, but was it, you're asking yourself, like, am I going to have to invest even more of myself into this endeavor and then sacrifice my free time, my health, maybe friendships, whatever this is. A lot of it was an internal battle, because it's not, people had faith in you. This is what I feel. And why wouldn't they? Libras are known for being amazing workers, very strategic, very good managers, really, really invested. I'm thinking about all the Libras I've worked with, all of them are like that. So, but the Libra wants balance. Libra wants balance. In the place of your blockages, that's your place of your blockages. In the place of boundaries, 9 of Swords in the reverse. 9 of Swords is your energy, air energy. And in the upright, it talks about somebody who is having restless sleep. Maybe there was a lot of deliberation and you just couldn't quiet the mind. But you did get the card in reverse. So it's kind of, I feel like this is a recent development, that you realized you were doing this endless cycle within you, this turbulent cycle of do I, don't I, will I, won't I, should I, shouldn't I, and then finally now you're saying, oh my God, just stop talking inside of there, stop so much chatter, right? And think a little bit more strategically. 7 of Swords. So these two cards together tell me that you're no longer losing sleep over the issue. You're putting up a boundary against anything that infiltrates your balance. But you're using a lot of strategy. This card is all about planning and execution. So typically this card talks about stealing swords away from kind of the enemy, right? The swords can talk about a battle, the suit of the swords, the suit of the wands and the suit of the swords can talk about two sides of the battle, the front lines and the kind of the generals and the strategists and the people running the show, as opposed to the people that are on the front lines, right? That's the sword suit. And by the time we reach the 7, it's kind of like, okay, we've figured out what it is that we need to do to gain the upper hand. And now we're going to take advantage of the first available scenario that comes into play for us. So this is you being very, very calculating and not telling anybody. This is the area of boundaries. You're not telling anybody about it. You're making, this seems to be coming up a lot in the past like 3 readings. I feel like this has been coming up a lot. This idea of incremental steps, like one day at a time, one step at a time, slowly but surely making it to your goal. I went like this, but I was like, no, it's not like a crab where you're just shuffling from side to side. You're still going in a straight line. You're like making a beeline for your goal, but the steps to get there are small, and that's by design. You're doing that on purpose. Can I have a clarifier, please, Spirit? Thank you. The moon, see, there's secrets that you're keeping things to yourself. This is Pisces energy. The moon talks about illusions and mystery and secrets and quietude and things kind of bubbling underneath the surface to be seen and revealed when the time is right, when it is appropriate. You're absolutely keeping in things private, and Libras are generally private, but you're really keeping this under wraps, which I think is a good play. And anytime we tell people our business, their opinions or their concern, even, it just comes to the forefront. Even if they have the best of intentions, sometimes it's aggravating. It's aggravating to have to answer to other people. In the area of breakthrough, this is very interesting. 10 of Cups in the reverse. And the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Queen of Swords, I attribute it to Libra energy. So both of these cards in the reverse, these are the breakthroughs that I think that you're realizing that in order for you to attain, see how this is like incremental steps. 10 of Cups talks about abundance, emotional, spiritual abundance in all of its forms, and happiness and contentment, in creativity, in compassion, the heart space, family, friendships. It's a beautiful, beautiful elevation. It's like reaching closer and closer to the ideal. And the Queen of Swords talks about somebody who is a truth teller, truth seeker, that kind of energy, along with the King of Swords. But she can be sarcastic. That's a very strange aspect to the Queen of Swords, but Queen of Swords is very sarcastic because she's so smart. Divine feminine energy doesn't have to relate to gender. Divine feminine energy, the kind of receptacle, the one who allows things to come to her. But these two cards are in reverse, and I think so the breakthrough is kind of you realizing and understanding that for a while now you have not been sitting in your own power, maybe because there was a sense of being left out of something, or a sense of not knowing where you stood, right? Honestly though, Libra, I feel like part of that was a little on you because you overthought something. I don't see the Eight of Swords, but I feel the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords talks about analysis paralysis. I feel as though you got stuck in your own head, and then it caused you to lose confidence. And so the breakthrough here is understanding how your best bet to achieve this beautiful goal is to simply step back into your fabulousness. That's what I just step back into your fabulousness. Look, see, Four of Wands. There's that staircasing, that elevation, that incremental steps. Four of Wands talks about, it's the 1111 card, can also refer to twin flames, but it more talks about a celebration of a firm foundation. Like, we are so in the mode of reveling in what we've built. And so I think that's probably the first part of you getting back to self, which is understanding, you know, this is not to inflate your ego. It's simply to acknowledge what it is that you have achieved thus far in your life. How much you've, you know, if we actually think, like, take a moment to think about all the things that we've been through, every single person could write a book. Every single person. Doesn't matter how old you are, we've all been through something that has shaped and formed who we are and informed who we are. And when you experience moments like this, where you're just kind of caught up in your feels and caught up in your doubt, you know, people ask the question, well, is this going to matter in a year? A year from now, you won't even care about this. And 9 times out of 10, that's absolutely true. Except this one was a little more, what happened in the blockages was a little bit more than just a passing thought. This is a very legitimate course of action. Very important. What is the advice from Spirit? You got the Ace of Swords in the reverse. And the Empress. Thank goodness. Because Ace of Swords in reverse, I don't like to see aces in reverse in the suit of the person that I'm talking about, right? Swords is your suit, Libra, the air signs. And when the Ace of Swords is in reverse, it's like Spirit saying to you, can you please remember your Empress energy, that this breakthrough, this epiphany is what we want to bring you, but you're not allowing it to happen right now. This is the area of advice from Spirit. Spirit is saying it's not enough for you to try and regain your status as a Libra, your status as a Queen of Swords. That's not enough. You have to really up-level your thinking and your being into Empress energy, number 3 in the major arcana, not just representing the Queen of Swords, but representing all the queens. Talk about fabulousness. This is the ultimate for divine feminine energy. And Spirit is saying you have to, and it's not about an overblown ego. It's just about a true coming to the realization that you are worthy. That you are worthy of the abundance that Spirit wants to bring into you, and the clarity. They're trying to bring in some major epiphanies, right? This is both from Spirit. What is this epiphany? Can you tell me what this epiphany is about, please, Spirit? What does Libra need to know? What is this great, grand piece of information regarding? Wow. too many cards. One card, please. One card, please. Ooh, they are kind of like not having it. Okay. The Eight of Cups, the Four of Cups in reverse, and the Lovers in reverse. Sorry, excuse me. This card bent, actually. The Lovers in the upright. It fell out of my hand and flipped into the upright. There's no coincidences and there's no accidents in my reading, right? If I drop a card and it falls in the reverse position, I take it in that way. The Eight of Cups talks about, so I asked specifically, Spirit, what's the epiphany that they're not seeing at this time? It's the fact that you're walking away from something that no longer serves you, that is having you feel apathetic and lacking, or longing. Longing is the better word, especially because I have this. It's almost like everybody's leaving without me. The Orphan card. I gotta go after my 10 of Cups. 8's not good enough anymore. 4 of Cups in reverse is great because this is the card of apathy. This is the card of acknowledging that there's an Ace of Cups waiting for you out there. The Lovers. This could have to deal with a higher level relationship, or it could have to do with a choice point, a decision point. It's almost like if you may have missed this opportunity in the past, Spirit is going to bring it to you, and again, bring it to you again in a different format, it's going to look different, but you're going to know that it's meant for you. What are you going to do this time? Let me read from the book. Number 5, the Orphan. The wounded child, the abandoned, the beggar. To study the orphan is to study the deep and challenging energy of our time. We are ever more connected, yet face collective isolation. The refugee crisis haunts our planet. Children are separated from parents, and the earth begs for our attention. We are in a time of universal orphanage, of nature, of each other, of our own hearts. Take refuge in the fact that we all share this core wound and dilemma. It is normal to fear this card as it haunts the caverns of our soul. When it appears, take time, real time, to be in the presence of the feelings this card stirs in you. Let it humble you. What are you starving for? What is the deepest gift you could imagine giving to others? What has been rejected is quite possibly what is most needed, dear one. That's your reading, Libra. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Libra.